But you guys, I am so excited because I'm gonna be interviewing Kelsey. She just went Ruby. She just joined me February 18th. She went Ruby in 38 days, before March even ended. And so I'm just so freaking proud of her. And I know she has some awesome tips for you guys to help you guys go Ruby fast if you're a newbie, if you've been in for a while and you're still working on Ruby, or if you are a leader in this business and wanting to help someone go Ruby, this would be awesome for you too. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, girl.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Kels, can you just start by talking about your story, why you joined the business, kind of your story in the business so far in the last 38 days?
Yeah, hold on. Let me mute the TV. So I have twin, almost 5-month-old boys, and I decided that I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck and being frustrated with trying to find sitters and not being able to afford sitters. And so I decided to take action and make my life my own and be able to be home and watch the boys hit all their milestones and do everything that they need to do and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and you guys, the way that I found Kelsey is like freaking insane because I did a host to post. Her husband commented on the host to post and was ordering products, and then he saw my business post, and then that's how I met Kelsey. And so amazing. So if you're not doing host to post, that is literally a reason right there why I'll never stop, because I never would have met Kelsey if it wasn't for that. And so yeah, you guys, so she joined with a thought in mind of being able to stay home with her boys. And so Kelsey, will you kind of talk about like your why in the business and how that kind of drove you to go Ruby so fast and work so hard because you had such a strong why?
I mean, I knew from the get-go what I wanted to do, and I had told Courtney, that I wanted to be able to make a full-time income and be able to stay home within the first few months. And so I just drove myself to hit Ruby by March, and now my goal is to be a diamond by June, and just to keep going up month by month or every other month. So my goal is to be like a triple or presidential diamond by next year.
That is awesome. And you guys, I think like just by that, you know how she went Ruby in 38 days because she is dreaming big. Because even me, like I joined for an extra $100 to $200 a month. But when you're dreaming that small, like you don't really have anything to shoot for, because I made $100 within my first month. So then I wasn't shooting for anything more. And that's why I sat at executive for so long in my journey. And just because she had such a strong why and she knew exactly what she wanted. And it made me so dang nervous because she told me in the beginning, I need to make a full-time income in the next like 2 months. And I was like, girlfriend, like obviously we know it's not a get rich quick thing. So I told her, yep, like you're gonna have to work for it. And she absolutely did, and she killed it. And so just to kind of dig into it, like we kind of talk about mom life.
Sorry.
We talk about like the things that you're doing every day in your business. So talk about those different tasks that you're making sure you get done every day, no matter what, so that you are successful in your business.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't even listening.
Oh my gosh, you're like being a mom over there.
Yeah.
But what are your non-negotiables every day? So what are the things you're making sure to get done every day, no matter what?
I make sure to post at least 4 times a day, if probably more than that, and try and get 2 LCs. My goal is more than that, but my minimum is 2. But I mean, I strive every day to be consistent with my busy life.
Yeah, and so obviously you're posting so what are you doing to get your loyal customers? What are the things that you're doing every day, those tasks that lead you to getting those customers other than posting?
I usually just do a lot of host to post, and then when I'm out and about, like at work, I tell people about it. And I haven't gotten any loyal customers that way, but my host to post, and then usually the Thermify is what gets everybody. And
Yeah,
most of the time I'll even have, sometimes lately I've been having people come to me, like message me and say, well, I see your post and I'm ready. And I'm like, okay, well, let's get it.
yeah, and that's because you're so consistent. Because you guys, she is, like she said, she's posting all day long, like 4 times a day, if not more. And I'm always seeing her posts scrolling through. So she's always posting about the business, what the business is doing for her. She's posting about different products. She's posting results pictures. And so, people are following her and getting with her quickly. And I think that's something that a lot of newbies are scared to do in the beginning, and that holds them back because some people are scared to post every day. But if people don't see your post, they're never going to come to you and be ready. And so that is something that Kelsey's been super awesome about, as well as host to post, which is super huge for our team, and has obviously worked for her. She signed I don't know, probably over 20 customers last month. It has to be.
Yeah.
She was texting me every single day, just signed a little customer. And so just kind of going into that, since we're already talking about it, will you kind of talk about your host to post routine? Will you first talk about how you get people to post for you?
They usually, I send the same things, but they will, comment on the message comment on the post, and then I'll send them the forwarding message, like, hey, I saw your comment. I'll get your name into a drawing for whatever the drawing is for that month, and be like, I'll get you unlimited entries if you post this for me, or go ahead and go share the post for me, and then I'll get you some entries. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then later on I'll message them and be like, hey, do you want some more entries? Do you want to go post for me again? And then after,
so
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so what she's talking about is commenting on the post. It's just our giveaway post or whatever we're doing for that.
Yeah.
And then for the second entry, what do you send them for the second entry when you go back and message them like, hey girl, do you want a second entry?
Yeah, I'll just be like, hey, do you want a second entry? I can get you unlimited, because half the time they'll be like, well, I want more than just one entry. I'm like, okay, well, just share as much as you want and I'll get you added. And I'll just be like, hey, do you want any more entries? If so, and I'll change the wording up a bit so their friends aren't getting annoyed, everything she's doing is a scam or whatever.
So do you just send them another product post for their second entry too?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, let's say I'm your friend, I'm posting for you, someone comments on my post for you that they're interested in whatever product, or you post about the Thermify, you post about weight loss. So someone comments, what do you send them and how do you walk them through how to order?
I go by off their profile picture. The other day I had a woman comment on it, and she had a baby as her profile picture, covered in kisses for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, hey, I told her, I was like, hey, I saw your picture. It was so cute. I have twin boys. I thought about doing that, but I didn't know how hard it'd be to get the red lipstick off. So we started a conversation, and then I dove into, hey, I saw your comment, and give her the information about everything. And then she's like, oh, okay, well, how much does it cost? And I'm like, well, I'm glad you asked.
So first of all, what do you send them after they ask how much it is?
I always go into the triple threat, and then in the triple threat message it says that it's $97. They're like, well, I don't really have the funds to pay for that. So then I'll offer the Thermify and the Fat Fighters, or the Thermify and the Cleanse. And if they're like, well, no, that's still a little too much, then I'll go down to just the Thermify by itself.
Yeah, for sure. And on our team, we've made a huge thing about upselling, which is insane. And I know Kelsey signed a ton of triple threats just from that. And you guys, when you add up triple threats, it's literally 91, 91, 91. You can literally promote insanely fast just by doing that, because you're getting such high volume rather than just 30 BV, 30 BV. And so that's something we pushed really, really hard on our team. And Kelsey has just followed our tips and our lead, on our team. And so that's one of the reasons why she's successful too, is because she is just so coachable, and she is so willing to, if she sees a leader or someone on our team being successful, she's doing whatever they're doing. She's following those tips and trying it herself, rather than just being too scared or being too nervous to upsell so quickly. And another thing that you said that I absolutely love, because I'm so bad about this, is that you started a conversation with them, because especially with host to post, I know I can sign customers fast. And so I'm usually like, here's what the Thermify X is. Here's what the Thermify X is to every single person.
Yeah.
Kind of go through a routine every time. Okay, this message. Okay, now I need this text replacement, and then this one, and then I'm trying to sign you up as a customer. And that is so smart because you're connecting with them, and they're going to trust you so much more than just someone who just sent them a like sales pitch, you know?
Yeah.
And so you're actually talking to them. So that by the time that you know they're thinking about ordering, or if they're wondering it's a scam, like they're not wondering that with you because you're talking to them. And then when you go to place their order and ask for their info, like they're going to be more likely to feel comfortable with you rather than like be concerned that they don't know you, because they're going to feel like they already know you. And so talking about that, what is your process for enrolling the customer? So let's say, you know, they're ready to order the triple threat. They said they're ready. They want to order it. What do you say next, and how do you go through placing their order?
I'm just like, so you want to sign up as a product model? And I'm like, you don't have to post anything. You don't have to send any pictures in, because I know a lot of women, especially women that are trying to do the weight loss, are really self-conscious already, so they don't want to like post like before and afters. So I'm like, you don't have to post anything. It's just and I'll send like the text of what a product model is. You know, it's a loyal customer. You have to do it for 3 months. And they're like, 3 months. And I'm like, well, you can cancel anytime after the 3 months. And during that 3 months, you can add, change, you know, whatever you want to fit your budget at that time. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. So then I send them the picture of everything that I need. I'm like, well, perfect. This is what I need to place your order. And then I automatically get all their information. And then I tell them, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go place your order. And when I get done, I will delete your information. And as soon as I get done, I take a picture of their receipt and then text or send it to them. And then I'll be like, and I was like, here's your receipt. And then I also went ahead and deleted all your information to like make them feel like their information is secure and I'm not trying to steal their credit card information.
Yeah, I love that. So, you know, what if you're talking to them about being a product model, they say, yeah, that's awesome. First of all, like you have a response for everything. So if someone says like, oh, I don't feel comfortable ordering for 3 months, you're explaining to them like why it's the best deal ever. You're not just saying like, okay, you don't have to, like, you know, you're explaining like why they should want to order as a product model for 3 months. And then, so let's say you get through that, they're ready to order. You ask for their info and they say like, oh, I don't feel comfortable giving out my credit card info. What would you say to them next?
I usually tell them that, you know, they can text me or they can even call me with it. And I haven't had anybody like go through and order it themselves. But they mostly, if they don't feel comfortable with it, then they'll call me, or half the time I'll have them FaceTime me through Messenger, so that they can see that I'm not writing their information down, that I'm putting into the computer, and they're like, oh, okay. So they don't feel like they're getting gypped.
Oh my gosh, you guys, can you just listen to what she just said? She just said she's never had anybody order off her website yet. Out of all of her customers that she enrolled last month to Go Ruby, she didn't have one person go to her website to order. And I think that's so important because, and I've stressed this to my team all the time, because you can lose so many people. And I've had this personally, even people who like, they're not going to give me their info. So I send them to my website hoping that they'll go order. And I have to be like, every 3 days, I'm like, hey, are you going to order? Are you going to order? Are you going to order? And like 2 months later, they're like, oh, I forgot. And so you're going to lose people. And I think a lot of people in the beginning get so nervous to ask people for their info. But you guys, you have to understand that you're running a business and you have to take control over that. And understand that you're qualified to have their info. And you're not doing anything with it. If you feel sketchy about that, like, you really shouldn't, because if you're not keeping it, you're not doing anything with it. You're placing their order just like they would. You're deleting it and going on with your day.
And it is company policy to delete it as soon as you get that order placed.
Yeah, and especially when you're reassuring them that, hey, I'm not keeping your info. This is my business. Like, when you're taking control over that, they feel like you're professional because you're acting professional. You know, if you were just like, hey, I'm just going to, you know, if you were acting sketchy about it, they probably wouldn't give you their info. But you're being confident and you're saying like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to place your order. I'm going to delete your info and send you your receipt, and you'll be good. And so they're trusting you with that because you're being confident and you're being professional about it, which I love. So coming from that, so you have customers coming from Host to Post. Where are some of your other customers coming from other than Host to Post?
It's actually been quite a bit of the before and afters. Those seem to really get people because then they're like, oh, okay. And then I also have people that have personally been trying the Thermifite X. My husband is doing it right now. One of my cousins, a family friend, is doing it, so I can use their story to like get people interested because most of the time they're like, well, how do we not know those pictures are photoshopped? I'm like, well, my husband, my cousin, and a family friend are doing it, and I know personally that it's working for them.
So. Yeah, and that kind of goes along with being a product of the product. So even though you're not using it, like you know people who are, and they're personal to you. So, you can say, you guys have your mom try it, have your mom become a loyal customer, have your husband, and you use the products yourself because say like my mom, my sister, my aunts, like personal people to you use the products, they're going to trust it so much more than, oh, well, this random girl who I just found her before and after picture on one of our, business websites, she used the products because you have no idea and they don't trust that. And so that is so important
exactly.
too. Will you kind of explain how are you posting to attract customers? Because I know sometimes we make product posts and nobody comments on it, nobody likes it. So what kind of posts are you making to draw people in?
I know that my age, a lot of people are starting their families and stuff. And I know a lot of women after they give birth, then they're really self-conscious about their bodies and their stretch marks and everything. And I know I am because of the boys. So, I mean, I post about the Thermifite and the wraps and the stretch mark cream. And and sometimes I'll message like a new mom and I'm like, hey, I have this. I know what you're going through. I know how you're feeling. And I have these products that can help you. And they're 100% natural, breastfeeding safe, so it won't hurt the baby and everything. So, I mean, it's easy to appeal to people my age just because, like I said, they're half are getting married, half are having babies. So I know a lot of women want to lose weight before the big day. So I'm like, hey, I got all of this stuff to help.
Yeah, so you're relating to them. So, yeah. And a part of it is, relating to people and connecting with their struggles. And by you saying like, hey, I have this struggle too, I understand it, but I have something that can help you. And also just feeling out your network. So, like for me, like I was a college student when I joined. And so I always posted about how I needed an extra income because I was a college student. Or I needed more energy, so I used the creative energy between classes because I was so tired. And so just feeling out your network and what they are needing. So if you have a lot of, if you're in your 50s working this business and you know a lot of people that age are going to want weight loss, post a lot about weight loss, feel it out. And, a lot of people my age are looking for that detox or energy and things like that. And so just posting about those type of things along with the others as well. So I know Kelsey got a lot of customers coming to her from posts and commenting on posts and things like that too. So the other thing I want to ask you about is finding loyal customers is usually the easier part when you first join, but finding distributors is usually that difficult part and what people struggle with. And some people, it takes them a couple months to even get their first distributor. So will you talk about what you did to find your distributors? Just talk about what you did to find them, or if you made posts to find them, or if you messaged them like for them, or what you did to get those first couple of distributors.
Well, I just signed my husband up to get me there, but one of my best friends I signed her up as a distributor because I know that she has 2 young boys and was going through the same thing as me. And I know that her goal is also to be a stay-at-home mom eventually and stuff. So I knew I could reach out to her, and I knew it would catch her eye because she would always talk to me about, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, or I wish we had a little bit more money and stuff. I'm like, well, hey, I have this that can help. And so and then I had my mother-in-law, post for me, and she ended up signing one of her friends, and she's becoming one of my really good friends now too. Because she also just had a little one in December. So I know it's easy for her to make that little extra cash. So, I mean, I don't know. I just appeal to everybody.
Yeah, and just reaching out to people and being brave and just sending that message. So if you have, like she said, it's kind of like when you're creating your hundreds list and you think about like who in your family would benefit from the wraps, write their name down. Writing down those names of people that come to your mind and what product comes to your mind that they would need, or if the business would, appeal to them, and then reaching out to them. So that's basically what you did, is you just thought about what people in your life could use this business.
Yeah.
And you reached out to them and you messaged them. And I feel like you really were successful just because you were fearless. Like, you weren't scared to message people, and you might have been like behind the scenes, but you knew that you wanted it enough. And if you wanted it enough, you had to go do it. And so,
Yeah,
you guys, insane. Like, when did you even sign you were boxed for Ruby, like, I feel like in like 2 weeks. It was crazy.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you guys, like, start with who you know first. Like, if you don't have a bunch of random people coming to you wanting to be distributors, like, that's going to come with time, because they're going to have to follow you for a while. But those people who are close to you and their situation, ask them to join with you. Be like, hey, I just joined this business and I want you to come along this journey with me. Like, I want you to start it with me, and we can learn it together, and we can work our way up together.
Yep.
About that too. What are your most important tips to give somebody who maybe just joined and they're looking to go Ruby? Obviously, everyone wants to promote fast, but they want to go Ruby. What are your most important tips for them to be successful and reach that goal?
I get that it's scary, but I don't know. I mean, I understood that whole people are going to delete me because they're getting annoyed with me. But you have to get over it. And if they delete you, then that's okay, because you're still adding to your network every day. And, I don't know. You just have to be consistent with it, and always, always, always talk to your upline. I mean, I talk to Courtney every day, even if it's just about little stuff, like not even business related. But you have to get that best friend relationship with your upline in order to feel more comfortable, I guess. And reach out to your teammates too. But just be confident, and we're all a family. So just treat everybody like a family.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry. But you guys, like, when people talk about utilize your upline, like, Kelsey was the definition of that, because she was, and I tell everyone, like, send me screenshots, like, whatever, ask me questions all the time, like, I'll help you with all of your conversations. And that's how she learned. And now, like, probably 3 weeks in, she quit sending me stuff like that, like you do every once in a while. But she knew how to have the majority of conversations with people and sign people as customers, sign people as distributors by herself, because she utilized asking questions so heavily in the beginning, because she knew that she didn't know how to do it in the beginning. She had no idea how to sign a customer. She had no idea how to talk to people about the business. But after, allowing me to help her work her business, she's able to do that by herself now. And I think that helped her get there so much faster, because if you're afraid to ask for help, you're going to learn slower. If you're not afraid to ask for help and you ask questions like crazy, you're going to learn all that so much faster. And like, I just feel like you should never have to feel bad for asking questions. Like, it's your business. It's your responsibility to take control of that and ask questions if you have them, so that it doesn't hold you back. And so, yeah, me and Kelsey talk every single day. And if we don't, we're like, hey, I haven't talked to you. Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you still alive?
I love it. And that's what makes promotions so much more fun, though, because we were literally sitting there, like, waiting for eSuite to update. Like, oh my gosh, it's taking forever. Like, I was literally about to go to sleep, but I was like crying my eyes open, like waiting for it to change. And then we celebrated together. So it's just so much fun when you create that relationship. What else do you have to say to the newbies, the people who just joined? What is your last advice, inspiration to pour into them?
Shoot for the moon. Shoot to be an ambassador, diamond, You know, give yourself a goal. Like I said, mine was to be diamond by June. I mean, make goals for yourself if that's what you want to do. Or if you just want to earn a little extra cash, then set that goal. But I mean, as soon as you get close to meeting that goal, make a new goal. I mean, always have goals to get to where you are, and and just have fun with it. I mean, I was stressing out right at the end of March, and Courtney kept telling me, you have to have fun. People can tell that you're stressing. You have to have fun. I was like, I can't. I'm not going to do it. And then as soon as I did it, I was like, oh, okay, Courtney was right. But I mean, always have fun, because people can tell when you are getting stressed out because you seem desperate.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so just talking about when you're getting stressed out, I just have another question. So you had times in the month where doubt kind of crept in, where you got nervous, where you were feeling defeated. So what kind of kept you from, or what helped you get out of that rut? What kept you in the business, kept pushing, and stopped that negativity that crept in?
My boys. That's it.
Are you gonna cry? Because I'm gonna cry if you cry.
No, I'm trying not to.
I love that. And that's because you keep your why at the forefront. Like, she always is like, knows why she's doing it. If you forget why you're doing it, you're going to stop doing it. Because if you forget that your goal is to be a diamond so you can make $2,000 a month, and you forget that and you go back to just wanting $500 a month like you're doing right now, you're going to stop working towards diamond. You don't know what you're working for, and so you're not going to have that goal. And so I love that, and I'm just so dang proud of you. But that is all the questions that I have. If anyone has any questions, drop them in the chat in the next 5 seconds. Okay, well, I am so glad that you hopped on with us. Thank you so much for taking your time. I know you're taking care of your boys and spending time with them, but I am so excited for you going to Ruby this month, and I hope this Zoom has inspired so many others as well. But everyone have a great Monday.
Yes, and kick April in the ass.